Okay, so classroom management by using Iceberg. So here are the content. We can see like I will come up with some common problems, solution. Okay, what does Iceberg mean, and what is a classroom management by using Iceberg? Okay, something. Sorry, Iceberg is not Gainsberg here, right? Okay, so something here. So here we can say it's not a course, it's just about the sharing. At the end of the sharing, okay, you will be able to identify your student appropriately, okay, who they are, what kind of student they are, demonstrate the hidden thing within your classroom. Okay, manage your own teaching classroom effectively and deal with the problems in your classroom effectively and appropriately as well. So something here. So what are the common problems in the classroom? So what are they? Yeah. So normally, what are the common problems that occur in the classroom? It's really about the lower level, about the kids in here, like in the picture.
I think for kids class, normally about their misbehavior. Teachers really hard to control the silence of the class, and for higher level, I think some students they really don't participate any activity in the class, or sometimes they are not to enter the challenge, because when they lose, they don't want they fear and they don't want to challenge again. They have low esteem on themselves. uh, that's it. Teacher, I cannot hear your sound.
Okay, thank you. So someone keep calling. Okay, thank you for sharing. How about other? Okay, any other common problems in your classroom? Okay, and I'm going to turn on the light for Mark.
Anyway, teacher, do you have some advice or some strategy to to encourage students to accept challenge, and when they lose, how to motivate them to be more confident and think like the sport, the athlete. Lose is okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sometimes they say okay, but inside not really okay. Is it?
Because I think challenge is the very special ingredient of teaching students, even young teenagers. When we organize a lot of challenges in the class, and students really accept it, really into it, the class the class environment would be, yes, uh, and but really hard for, some students they don't have much confidence.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think some part of this part may be one way that can help you to solve this problem as well. So the slide here, I will drop it into the group as well after finish. Yeah. Okay. Or
And teacher, do you have the book about that point as well?
about what? About Iceberg or about how to motivate a student here?
Um, how to make student more confident?
Yeah, I just have that book. I think maybe since maybe one of my staff that she keep asking me, but let me find it first, and I will drop it there.
Thanks in advance.
Okay, you're welcome. But just keep alerting me as well. Is did not see it. Maybe you just keep okay asking for this one within the group or even my personal Telegram is fine. Okay, in
Even the
case.
last time I asked you about some models of writing lesson plan, you said okay, I will send, but not yet sent.
Yeah. Okay. Since we just recently finished, it's fine. I think you also can find one of the model within the within the textbook in here, and I will send you one maybe one compiling textbook okay, that I already prepared for the short course maybe around 5 or 6 years ago. Maybe some benefit for you in case you want to conduct teacher training or even run any other short course for yourself. It's fine. So okay.
Wow,
In
it's so
some part, we
appreciated.
have also discuss about some part of the lesson planning, as well as some format for the teaching practicum as well. You can say like teaching practice. So yeah,
At
maybe
15 minutes, it's
yeah.
raining outside now.
Pardon?
Uh, my location is raining at the moment.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so yeah, need to be careful as well. Okay, so thank you. Okay, and so let's just go, and then we will discuss more. Okay, in case that others have also some common problem within your classroom, but commonly we can say in teaching classroom we normally face one. We can say pay no attention to the teacher explanation, right? So normally, okay, we can say whenever the teacher is busy at the whiteboard or even keep working or explaining the other student, maybe the rest of the class they may pay no attention or they keep chit chat or playful within the class in here, right? Okay, okay, noise, okay, noisy class. Okay, discuss with a partner about something else. Okay, about last night movie, for example, right? When okay, like yes, some part we can say even though they keep talking, but some part they may not keep talking or make noise about the lesson, but maybe something else. Yeah, but to me, we can say in English class, I normally motivate them to make noise, but make noise in English. We can say at least they have a chance to improve their speaking or their communication in here. Okay, but normally we can say whenever we set the rule like the people cannot speak Khmer in a class, normally the class is easy to control as well, right? Since some party don't have many words to speak in English, so some they prefer not to speak much. Okay, okay, to be very passive. Some part they just decided not to be active within the class. Okay, sleep in the class. Have you ever met a student who are normally sleeping in the class? Yeah.
No,
No. Okay, like one of the student at the center or at the NGO, one of NGO that my former NGO, we can say like they just slept in the class sometime. Not only at the table, even when the teacher just called him to go and do presentation. Yeah, while waiting his turn to do presentation, he also have a chance to sleep there. We can say. So that part, the doctor said like it's just some illness, some kind of illness. Even stand while standing, we can say also can sleep. All right. So some part in here. It's just not about sleepwalking, but just standing and sleep. We can say like wherever that he has a chance to be to rest. Okay, and then he or she has a chance to sleep in here. Okay, so all of those things that are the common problem within the classroom. So how can you motivate them to change all of those things? Whether the role of the teacher need to keep working very hard and control them all the time, or something else. So we can say like some part. Okay, a teacher like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. All right. So as you can see from the picture in here. So is it true for this one?
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah.
Your slideshow stuck at contents.
Really?
To my eyes. I'm not sure it is to other
Yeah,
classmates.
So
That's for me too.
yes, me as
Okay, so let me change to the other one. Okay. Whether you see the objective now?
yeah, teacher, we can see it now.
Oh,
can
so
see-
good, Mr. Saturn, that I can hear from you.
Okay. Good.
I will try to say more, brother.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Don't keep teacher talking alone.
Yeah. Thank you for helping me. Okay, no worries. In this slide, refer like collaborative or interactive, right? Communication. Sometimes we not supposed to transfer, but we just want. To me, I also want to get from you as well. Okay, so something there. So here are all of the problem. We can say that it might occur within the classroom in here. It's especially about the kid, right? About the young kid or young boy or young girl in here. Sometimes it's really hard as well. Like we have discussed so far, okay, it's really about the one which is locked with Ogi or locked with the Tom and Jerry. Have you ever met such a student at school? Yeah.
Yes, a lot.
A lot of problem, we can say. Really hard to control them as well. Okay, so those things is the other trouble for the kindergarten teacher. We can say like some part. So normally I just might appreciate for the teacher that can control those kids well. Okay, so let's just move on. Okay, so this part, okay, whether you can see it. So you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So this is the thing. So some part we can say you may control, you may lead the student to the class, but we cannot guarantee that you can help them or make them learn well in here. All right? Is it true or not, this one? Yes?
I cannot see the slides.
Really? Together or just only?
I can
I
see
can see it probably because internet sister.
Maybe my internet, yes. Okay, because
Okay.
it's Japanese raining at the moment.
Okay, so maybe your internet, right? Thank you. Okay. So somehow we can say like this thing is normally happen in the class. So about controlling or about managing a student in the class is not really easy in here. Okay, we can say we can lead them or bring them to the class, but we cannot guarantee that they may learn something from the lesson here, right? True or not? Is it true for you? Yes? Yes or no?
yes and no, teacher.
Yes and no. Okay. How about other? Yes or no for you? Just only yes, no, okay.
Teacher, I want to raise the case. Let's
Yeah.
first, on behalf of the teachers, I would like to say sorry to the students for making comparison using horses to refer to students. But in this case, we just, help the participants or learners to see the picture. And the one who pulls the horse, let's say, are us as teachers. So the question is, if we know that the horse itself is not thirsty, and we know that it's not possible, or maybe it is almost impossible, let's say almost impossible to make the horse drink the water. It depends on the horses themselves. However, if we talk about the students, probably it's because of something else. I mean, if the students are not interested, are not enthusiastic about learning, probably we, as teacher, cannot find the right motivation for the students. Let's say they're not happy today, they don't want to study, for example, their brain is full, their brain is, the kid will say, my brain is full, something like that. So in this case, I mean, I'm not the one who is highly technical about this case, but I think probably it's like the lock and the key. If the teacher has enough ability, maybe he has the key to unlock the student's lack of motivation, the student's lack of thirst, the student's lack of hunger for learning. I think that's why I say yes and no. I mean, the students probably are difficult to be motivated, but some teachers have the ways. I mean, the teachers find out, oh, the student like this way of learning. So maybe it comes to cognitive styles, okay, of learning, for example. So I say yes and no. So students usually come to class with different varieties of motivation. Some of them are highly motivated. Some of them are extremely intrinsically motivated. Some of them extrinsically motivated. But as a teacher, our job is to make the horse thirsty for water. Hopefully, we can make the horse become thirsty. Hopefully. That's all, teacher.
That's it, right? Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, so some part that we can say, some part we can say normally we just keep blaming the student because of this, because of that. That's why you cannot teach them well, cannot manage or control the classroom well, right? You are right. Maybe the next slide, the answer. So here we can say like a good teacher will lead the horse to the to waters. An excellent teacher will make the horse thirsty first. Okay, so this is the thing we can say. Okay, it just might be good if you can control, you can manage them, but we cannot guarantee that they may learn. But yeah, excellent teacher may be able to prepare or manage or even include with some funny and interesting activity that the student can learn as well. Again, something there. Okay, this is what you have raised up. Thing. Okay, other one we can say the other part in order to deal with this problem. We can say like all the messy, all of the noisy, all of the we can say pay no attention to the teacher's explanation and so on. So all of this problem can be solved. We can say like both the teacher and student need to find out themselves. Yes. So what are the case? The student cannot learn because of the student or because of the teachers. And in terms of that part, we can say who they are exactly in here. They need to reflect. They need to find out themselves. Why? You can say the student can be some part that we just ask them to reflect. It might be some part, don't be boring to ask them what do they want to be in the future, for example, right? It's just one way. keep them to define themselves, who they are. Okay, who are they? Why do they come here? Come to class. Okay, why? Why their parents send them to class, and why do they come to class as well? And where will they go after they they completed all the course or the program, for example? Okay, where will they go after that? Where will they go after they graduated? Okay, maybe somewhere that you can ask them about their purpose. Okay, or their future job or career that they want to be after that one. Okay, or what will they get? We can say after that, what will they get for that? And so on. So all of this question that you can use it to ask and reflect the student just based on their particular level. We can say if they were young, it is fine that we can say like you can keep talking, keep discussing, and just let them, we can say like just try to communicate about their goal or their future to have them finding themselves. We can say like that, just help them to find themselves. There is the other part that maybe we can say whenever they should know what are the important of their part later on, maybe you don't need to try to control them in here. This way we can say like we just try to educate them, we can say. So not just try to control, but just educate them. Just let them know, let them learn in here. Okay, whenever they should know what are the benefits of doing so, what are the benefits of coming to school, what are the benefits of listening to the teacher, for example. Okay, maybe they just try to do their best and listen to the teacher more, right? Okay, so move to the next one. So let's go and see Iceberg. Do you know Iceberg? Yeah.
Yes, teacher.
Maybe you may know about something about the movie, like romantic movie.
Titanic.
Yeah, Titanic, right? So the ship just sank because of
Hitting the iceberg.
hitting the iceberg. Okay, something there. So here, what is iceberg? So we can say it is a very light mass of ice that floats in the sea. But normally you just see only the top, the small part of that, but you cannot see the big mass within the sea in here. All right. So this is you can see from the picture in here. So you can see something here, but something hidden inside, some part you cannot see how big it is in here. All right. So some part there. So this one that we call like iceberg. So what is hidden profile? So what you have to do in here, you need to guide the student as well as to reflect yourself to find out what is the hidden profile within the classroom. Okay. So what? The thing you have in mind, but it is hardly to speak out. Okay. We just have something, but it's just a bit hard to speak out, or it's just a bit hard that nobody can see it in here. Okay. They are, hardly to be seen. You see something here, right? So this is the water, and this is the top part of that iceberg, but this is just really big there, we can say. So some part we need to find out. We can say some part the student cannot learn well, not because they are lazy or because they don't want to take responsibility, but somehow or some part maybe they just face some problem with the emotional support at home. They feel demotivated at home since the parents keep accusing each other, keep like gambling or drunken parents and so on, right? So those things that are the thing that hidden some part. Like maybe you just experience with the story of the gratitude daughter, like my Katinu, right? So what have you learned from that story regarding to the classroom management, or regarding to the way that you should try to manage or control the student learning in here? Anybody can share about that Katinu story or movie? Yeah.
I have never watched it, teacher.
Okay. How about other? Have you ever watched that one? It's the story in Khmer is the story, right? And really, we can say like a sad story there. We can say really touch heart story. The girl just what her name is Seiha, but I don't know what is Seiha. She performed very nice, and most of the people that has more or less the same background, they may keep crying follow that movie there. We can say. How many of you ever watched that movie?
Yes, I used to watch it too.
Yeah. So, what have you learned about the way other teacher teach a student? So, what happened when that girl did not submit homework or assignment on time? She went to school and slept in the class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So,
remember them.
yeah. So, what have you learned from that thing or that case?
I think teacher didn't blame her, but go to her and ask what's the problem in behind that, and always give and help her. Is it true?
Is
You
it?
are not confused about the movie?
Is is it like that one or something else? Yeah.
The first teacher did notice about her problem in the family. She always blamed her
Mm.
because she coming late and with the dirty clothes. And then one day after uh, she make a composition about her mother, and then the teacher feel very sad and find out the truth when she come to visit her house and ask her mother and grandmother the problem,
Yeah. Okay.
and
Thank you.
so she pity the student and find a solution for her by raising some fund for her to support her study.
Yeah. Something there. So we can say like the family was very poor. We can say it was had the father, the one responsible for the family, but as the father passed away, only the mother, okay, the one which we can say like the breadwinner, to go out and make the money for earn the money for the family in here. But later on, the mother got sick, and the very old grandmother just was at home. And we can say like whenever the mother got very sick, very ill, she cannot go out and work for the money. And then we can say the girl need to take the responsibility for that part. As a result, we can say like she keep working very hard until midnight. That she did not have enough time to complete her homework or her assignment. And normally, we can say teacher just punish her by reducing marks or punish her for being late by let her stand in front of the other student in the class. And the classmate normally look down on her, just mocking or teasing her. We can say like something there. But the thing that the teacher just realizing about the problem when the teacher just asked the student to write a composition about Okay, like yeah, like dictation. Yeah, we can say. Sorry, composition, like essay writing. We can say. So most of the students did not find a proper topic to write. Like some of her classmates, some part you prefer to write about flower, to write about this, about that. But about that girl, I don't remember about her name in that part. But she should come up to write a story about her family. And after the teacher just read the story, she realized that the story really touched the heart and really inspired. And then she keep asking the girl, "What is it? Your real story?" Okay. She answered, "Yes." And then the teacher nearly cried, and the classmate just really realized that is really we can say like so sad story in here. We can say. So they start to rely and just learn about the life. And so the teacher just checking out for the truth, just go and visit her home and see something really obvious follow what she had written so far in her essay writing there. So this is some part we can say like some part we need to know your student. We can say the important thing you need to know your student. So whenever they did something wrong, some part it might be their excuse, but some part it might be something hidden behind that thing. So just go deeper and find out the hidden profile within as one, rather than just punish them, and then you cannot have them or sold them a lot in here. So something there about this thing. So I just link to the story since you also watch and just something about the education as well. So being a teacher, you may not just know only your student name, they are boy or girl, but you may know more than this one in terms of their characteristic, their behavior, or the other thing that maybe happen within the family. It's really important for you to educate them. You can say even the classroom management might be much better there. Okay, so that's it. And sorry, I will move to the next one. So let's just move to the classroom management. Okay, by using Iceberg, okay, to dig out the hidden profile in here. So what are they in here? You can see. So we can say what you have seen so far is just the issue. Yeah, like the student coming late, the student did not do homework, but what are the things that hidden that you cannot see in here? It might be about their feeling, about their expectation, about their perception, as well as about their learning in here. So the way of learning, we cannot see exactly whether they can learn it or not. Okay, so those things about self. So this part just guide your student to see who they are and what are the hidden profile within that part that is really important for that part. So yeah, somebody you understand them more, maybe you can control and solve with most of the problem or issue within the classroom here. So let's see about issue. So what are the issues that might happen? Like we have discussed so far, the common problem at the very beginning of the slide. We can say the issue is just about the way that the students sitting, the way that they sit in the class. Like you can see from the picture as well, really messy in here some part. Some part they just make something jumping, okay, shouting, okay. Okay, writing, the way of writing. Or some part they not only keep doing messy in class, but some part they also has done so far about graffiti on the wall, maybe on a table. So you cannot control them well, cannot manage them well. So it might be hard and messy as well. Listening. Some part they just ignore. Some part they pay no attention to the teacher explanation or the classmate, for example, right? Reading as well. Sometimes they may not be able to read, or they may excuse to read or read nothing at home, we can say, and discussion. Some part we can say they may prefer to chit chat, but they may not prefer to discuss. That is the thing, right? And explanation. Explanation is just some part that the problem as well. Some part they may not be able to explain something by themselves, or they may ignore to the teacher explanation. And their behavior in the class is just a bit hard to control. So all these things that you may see it in the class, but you may not see something that is hidden there. You may see your student may not sit properly, may not be able to write the letter well, or may not able to listen well. Okay, but what are the things that hidden beside this one? So let's move and see deeper about their feeling. So what are they? Yeah, some part they may happy, some part they may exciting, some part they may tired, boring, angry, annoyed, and so on. So some part we can say they may do one task well just based on the thing or the feeling that they are happy. For example, they may happy or they may excited regarding to one particular thing. They may be able to do particular thing very well. For example, all right. But whenever they feel tired or boring, they may not be able to learn as well. So just identify and notice about those things, and then try to manage. Like some part we can say, like I showed you last week, maybe, even though you have planned it or not, but maybe you need to be, we can say like to be aware and notice about your student feeling, about their feeling, whether they can learn well or not, and then you just start to change or just include with a very short activity. Okay, clapping your hand or asking them to move around and talk, for example. It's some part that might be refresh their feeling as well. So those are the things that we can say deep out, okay, just go and find about their feeling there. Next, about their expectation. Help them to find out their own expectation, about the class expectation, and about the third party expectation. It can be their parent, it can be their friend. So the first one, okay, help them to find out their own expectation. For example, like I want to improve and learn something new about classroom management. For example, like when we just come to this one, you just expected to learn something new about classroom management. So when you set up about your expectation like this one, along the way that I'm keep going on and explaining you in here, you will take note, you will pay attention to this one. Since you come up with your own expectation, it is the same, we can say, in the class. Just take your student or guide your student to write down their expectation. What do they want to learn or improve for this morning lesson? Tell them the title and ask them to come up with one or two expectations. Yeah, maybe they just want to improve their grammar. They may want to improve their vocabulary or their writing skill, for example, right? So, okay, whenever they just have clear expectation about what they want to learn or want to improve, they will behave something in the good way, we can say. Yeah, they behave much better there. Okay, so do something with the expectation. And expectation to the teacher. So it can be about the class expectation, or okay, what they expected, they want to gain some new experience from him or her, right? Okay, this you can add one more about her. I'm sorry for this one. Okay, about teacher, it can be the lady or okay, the guy or the male teacher in here. So okay, I want to gain some new experience from him, for example. Or the student may say, I want to learn, okay, how to write a sentence from the teacher, for example. Okay, so they may come outside the expectation from the teacher as well. So whenever they just have some expectation from the teacher, they may asking teacher about what has been taught so far. All right. So those things that they may come up with those things. And one last about third-party expectation to me. So keep thinking about the expectation of the parent or the surrounding people. For example, if they keep thinking about the mother, she wanted me to gain some more knowledge about classroom management and to apply in my teaching classroom, for example, or in my class. Okay. So when you come up with those things, we can say the people will change their behavior as well. They may not do something wrong. For example, like maybe your family, while you are keep doing your class at the weekend here. So if you keep thinking about your family expectation, or that you just spend your Saturday night and Sunday morning, okay, not cannot go somewhere here and there, okay. Since the teacher expected you may graduate with the something that might be improve your career, your future, your income, for example. So maybe you may come up with the other part that put your effort, put your commitment, okay, just try to achieve the cost effectively in here. So this is just the power of our expectation. So guide them to think at least about 3 expectation, and then they may try more. In this part, we can say like, I am not sure whether you have ever listened to a story that a cunning boy or a spoiled boy at school is similar to the story of Thomas Edison. That we can say like the boy just go and really playful, can not sit at the table or at the chair for a long time. Really cunning, we can say like a playful boy, like similar to monkey, for example. And then the school management team just calling to the mother and then telling her that maybe they may not keep the boy at school if he keep improving messily, really messy, really we can say like really playful or really hard to control in here. We can say like messy behavior in here. We may not be able to keep the boy at school. So the mother start crying and keep thinking about this part. So as the leaving from the director office or management team office in here, the manager go and meet the boy. The boy keep asking the mom, okay, why did you cry? The mother said, no, not at all. But she really excited that the school director or the school management team said that, okay, my son right now just improve. My son right now just growing. That before you have never sit at your table up to 5 minutes, but now you have done that. And I might be more happy if you can extend your time, patient, and keep sitting at your table for longer than this one. It might be excited for me. It really more exciting at the time. So we can say like when the manager keep changing the expectation there, just change the boy life. The boy just keep patient and keep sitting at the table for longer time in here. So eventually he stopped doing something, move around really messy there. Just try to fulfill the mother expectation there. So okay, more and more he can learn until he graduated and Okay, got a well-paid job after this one as well. And the matter keep going on along the way until he, even after he got married, the matter still keep going on and show the way for the boy. So this is just something about the expectation. So some part, if not just fight them or punish them, but usually explain them or guide them how to set their own expectation. It might be some part that you also can have them. Means you educate them, not controlling them here. All right. So this is the power of expectation, or we just try to guide them. Even small kid, adult learner also can be applied. All right. It's just something there. Okay. So about the other part, just about perception. So we can say like just eliciting or just equip the student with some perception about learning. Like for example, like learning is important for the teacher. Sometimes we can say they may keep thinking like it is not for the student at all, or maybe something for this for that. They may come up with some misunderstanding regarding to that part. Okay, so that's why I just really need to find out themselves, try to check about their perspective regarding to that part. So why is learning important or important for whom, right? Those things that better dig out. And it is a waste of time if it cannot get something new for example, right? So some may come up with some idea. We can say when they just keep learning that learning is important, not for the teacher, but for themselves, for everyone, we can say. Even the teacher also need to learn. And they may come up with the other part. It is a waste of time. They cannot get something new. They spend a day or even 4 hours in the morning for a class, and then they get nothing for that. It really wastes them time in here. So, okay, just let them find out those things that they may come up. It is always grateful for me to learn new things. Okay, to think that may elicit. So yeah, all of those things is just some part that some discussion about the student perception can avoid some confusing. Yeah, like if we just discuss the idea in the class, the other may also learn something that they may, we can say, sometimes when we stand at the different side of that part, we may come up with different answer as well. So, okay, whenever the people just have conflict or different idea, maybe you can exchange their position, and then they may come up with some idea as well. So this part is just also important, but they check about their perception about this one. Okay, so to move to one last part about learning. So about learning so far, just informing them to love to help. Okay, we can say like so learning means love to help something. Okay, to be respected from the student and society. So we can say like the power of education, or education is power, that whenever you just like, okay, you have master degree, a PhD degree, normally you are respected from the student or as well as from the society. Even at workplace, we can say like some part degree is not totally to be the power for your leadership or your management, but somehow it just still has some percentage of psychology that really empower or even power your position as the leader or manager in here. What's wrong if your staff is just most of them are master degree, but the manager just only bachelor degree. Maybe just somehow a bit hard to say or to manage or lead them as well. Yeah, that we can say from a Cambodian perspective, it might be different from the other part, like United States and so on. United States, as one of my friends that they just experienced to go and study there, he said that for for the parts in it's just some part that we can say for the director or the manager, it's just some part that like the university rector, did not handle PhD there, but only the professor or associate professor, the one who handle PhD, but the guy can manage and can control so far. But in Cambodia, we can say like if we our degree is just lower than the employee, it might be some part trouble as well. All right, it's just about respect. Okay, learning means to be loved. Okay, to be qualified, and so on. So yeah, just try to dig out about the other part about the meaning, or the other part about the importance of learning and so on here. That just somehow that you can have the student to learn as well. Just find out, we can say, so about feeling, about expectation, perception, and learning. So all of those things are the hidden profile that you need to let them learn, let them start doing those things. So okay, we can say finally we can say if you can guide them to find out those things in terms of feeling, expectation, perception, and learning, finally they may find out themselves, like cell in here. So what? I am important, for example, right? They may come up with I'm important, okay, for the class, I'm important for my future, I'm important for, and so on. So this is the silent way that they may find out themselves. I am good enough, or I am not good enough. It's something, but normally this part we just try to define or have them to find themselves in positive way. I'm unique, I'm wonderful, or qualified. We can say like this part. If you just for the kids, maybe you just emphasize more and let them feel proud of themselves and find out themselves who they are exactly there. Or I am smart. So something here we can say. So don't just based on what they have done something wrong in the class, punish them there. It might be not can be solved. So see the issue or problem, try to dig out what are the hidden profile within that one, in terms of their feeling, in terms of their expectation, in terms of their perception as well as learning. And then they may come up the other part, and then they may stop trouble your class anymore, we can see, and then just start to repeat it. We can say to build up with some habit of classroom involvement or engagement regarding to the habit of discipline. Maybe you need to keep working very hard there. All right. So alert them and telling them from time to time, okay, until they get used to that part. So that's it for that. So conclusion in short one, okay, we can say when the self is stable, there is a way. So we can say like whenever we just know ourselves clearly, okay, there is a way to solve it. The same thing whenever you just let the student define themselves very well, there is a way to for them to learn and try to work hard as well. Okay, and then okay, you can say no need to try to control them too much, but just alert, just aware them in terms of this, in terms of that. Maybe it's just some way that can guide them to get along with you in here. Briefly remind, we can say a good teacher can lead a horse to water, but okay, you can't make him drink. The solution of this one. Okay, so that part we can say a good teacher will lead the horse to water, an excellent will make the horse thirsty first. So those things. So don't just excuse or blame the horse all the time, but better check the way that you just lead them in here. This is about classroom management. So far, any question?
I have a question, teacher.
Yes, please.
So the iceberg that you have just mentioned, is it we motivate intrinsic motivation among the student or not? This is intrinsic motivation, right? Hello, teacher, I cannot hear.
Sorry. So we can say like some part that we just try to guide them to find out themselves from inside out. So some part we can say whenever they know themselves well, they know the purpose that they just come to the class. Yeah, they may not trouble or may not do something wrong in here. Like for example, like the story of the boy that the teacher and the school management team just complained to get into the way that they just really messy and trouble the class a lot. But when they just keep understanding about the sad feeling of the mother, and the manager can change the situation. We can say like if just telling the still complaining regarding to his behavior, maybe it's not good enough for that. But when the manager can change the situation, like from it's not really some we can say like not some part that really hard for them, but it's just some part that can help them to grow, okay, and to change that part as well. So this is just we keep warming their heart, okay, and then let them behave something here. Okay, we just touch their heart, okay, and then their behavior just coming out with the proper way there. Okay, so just something like about intrinsic motivation. Okay, I hope I can answer your question.
Yeah, I have one question as well. Okay.
Yeah, come on.
Regarding to the comparable meanings of the horse, and I would rather say sorry that we compare the student with the horse. So, like your quote, you said you can lead the horse to the water, but we cannot force him or her to drink. And excellent teacher make the horse thirsty first. So when we compare this one to the student, so for example, when the teacher go to the class and the student don't feel to study or they feel sad like that. So the excellent teacher, what should he or she do in order to make student feel to learn with him or her? Thank you, teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to add more about that. What if the student, for example, he or she has a girlfriend, sweetheart, and while she is learning, she keep thinking about her man. So it's really hard. She seems like isolated herself from the class, work, whatever. What should we do?
Okay. Sweetheart. Okay, so anybody want to share with this one? Maybe you also have experience with this one, right? Yes or no? Okay, whenever the student just not really happy to study with the teacher, so how can a teacher do and change their heart or their mind to study with the teacher while in here? The first one. And whenever the student keep thinking about their sweetheart, right? Is it a Kanika question? And how can we change them in here? Is it? Yes? Any idea, any thing you want to share? No, quiet. 12 minutes
Hello,
to.
guys. Hello. Oh, sorry. Hello, Venerable.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyone want to share regarding to the two questions in here? When the student upset with the teacher, how can the teacher motivate the student to learn again? Like some part, like teacher lead the horse to the water, but it doesn't want to drink the water in here. So how can? Any idea or any experience to share? Come on, you're welcome.
I have no idea about this teacher.
No idea. Okay.
He raised the question about what the student and upset with the teacher, right?
Yeah.
At this point, I think that if we want to solve the problem about this point, the first we have to find the reason why or the cause why the student upset or unhappy with the teacher first. If we can find the solution is and go after teacher.
Yeah.
Sometimes because of the teacher, sometimes because of the student himself. And for if they had the teacher, for example, because of the teacher and not handsome, example, or talkative, or speak a lot, so they don't want to see the face, the teacher face. It is the reason that difficult to resolve. But if the student have a very bad feeling from outside, and we easily to want to find a solution for them. So I think at the first time the teacher have to find the cause, and the cause why or the reason why the student upset with the teacher. That's all, teacher, for this point. I don't know.
Okay, thank you, Venerable. Okay, any other thing? Any other experience? Come on, keep grilling this question.
Hello, teacher. I would like to say some things.
Yeah, come on.
This problem, yeah, it is. Somehow it is a factor that distract our teaching and learning process, because we can't deny this problem happen in class sometime. Because we don't know which student like or don't like us, because they come from very different experience, different background, different mindset. So they might feel don't like us, or feel bored, feel less motivated to learn. So we teacher need to understand our job. At the firstly, we need to understand our ethics as a teacher. So obey our ethics as a teacher first. What are good or positive behavior to raise in class, to communicate to students, to interact in appropriate way. So this is the first-hand things that we as teacher must consider before we enter the class. And we need to aware to ourselves who we are. And we need to speak the things or to inject or to teach in a not really professional one, but appropriate one as a teacher, so that we can cut down the situation, something like student feeling like they don't like it, something like this. And for about to dealing with the student's mind of feeling isolation with their daydreaming about the fiance, something like this. I think we a teacher need to explain, and just like teacher said, we need to tell them many times, like why they are here in the class, why, what are they going to be, and what is their intention to attend the class. So we need to remind them and tell them frequently as we can. Yeah, this is really, it's not easy things to solve this problem immediately. We need time. This kind of problem we need time to solve. So I mean, to speak in a space like this, I feel like a lack of thing to say. But if I have experienced the real situation once, maybe I will try my best to figure out a solution to solve this problem. Thank you, teacher.
Again, thank you for sharing. Okay, just somehow. Okay, good. Anything else that you want to share together? Feel free to talk. Okay, maybe one more people before we move.
Yeah, teacher, I would like to share.
Yeah, come on, welcome.
Yeah, so in this situation, I think I have experienced once since I first started my teaching career. So the student actually he was okay with me, but he did not like the subject that I was teaching and stuff like that. So then I explained to him that it doesn't matter you like it or not, as long as you complete the requirement in class, like you come on time, you complete the homework task, like if it's a one class 3 homework, you have to do that, and participate in class, share your ideas. So you don't have to like everything, because example, like I come to teach you every day, it doesn't mean like I like my job and I feel great coming to teach every day, but it's it's my obligation. So that is your obligation too. But just since that time, I only explained to him one, he got it. So yeah, so I think a teacher plays an important role in this case. If you know how to talk to your student, you give enough proof, you sound reasonable. I don't think it's a big problem. Yeah, that's it, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so thank you very much for this. Yeah, we can say like this case. Okay, I just finished this, and then we just move to the second question. Okay, Okay, it's just the other trouble question as well. Yeah, we can say just try to let them understand. We can say everything, even punishment, but punish them in the way that let them understand. Not just punish them by not explaining something or telling them something about that part. It will be useless there. It will become the burden for them. Okay, something that distract them from being like to study, you can say. So some part there. So need to explain them carefully. So don't you should better not try to control people, but educate them. This is the best way we can say. The way we educate them, just try to make them understand, and then the situation will be much better. And so that part we can say, how about kid? We can say, how about small kid? No matter how much you try to explain them, but they may not understand it as well. So the more you talk, the more they do not understand. So what happened in that case? So for the kid, maybe a small kid, maybe start telling them briefly, but do not guarantee that, do not expect it that they may follow everything that you expected them to do, but just something that you can let them familiar with those things, and then let them just keep moving along the way with those parts. We can say just some way that can show them here. But what is important for the classroom management that you can guide the kid or the small children that are just to like learning the subject. It nothing else beside playing and learning activity. We can say like you should try to make the activity to be fun and try to minimize it not too long. We can say like just about we can say from 5 to 10 minutes. Even 10 minutes is just a bit long for kids. Yeah, but at least we can say every 10 minutes maybe you better let them move, let them have different activity in here. Should not let them sit all the time just from 1 hour to the other one. They keep sitting all the time. Maybe it's just not really attractive as well. Even adult learning, we can say if for example, if you keep teaching reading, for example. So if you just let them read, explain, read, and do presentation, maybe it's just not really attractive as well. But if you can let them read, let them do something else from time to time, not just read and do presentation, but maybe read and elaborate or even sharing with their classmates. Okay, let them move around and share rather than just go to the stage or to the whiteboard and do presentation. Each other part we can say like the same thing, but just let them move around and everyone have a chance to speak. And some part we can say some people they may not be able to speak it in front of many people, but they may prefer to speak with the small group or the small partner in here. So more and more they just enjoy with speaking. They may enjoy with their reading for idea and share. So some part that we can help them to learn as well. So we can say for kids maybe variety of activity or technique might have the lesson more interesting. For the adult learning as well, we can say the other part maybe you can guide them or telling them. We can say keep telling them. Maybe they do not understand much about the expectation, but from time to time maybe they come up with those things. And the same thing, keep moving, keep changing the techniques. Okay, keep a technique or activity that you bring to the class. It must something that let them collaborate, let them cooperate with other. So the part that we can help them enjoy learning. Like what I'm sharing, you can say, I also struggled to teach literature study at the first time. Since after I graduated from my BA, I just start teaching and teaching the associate degree, we can say, yeah, in my former NGO. And the subject there, they just give me literature study, and it's just a bit hard to teach as well. Since what literature study, there is no teacher guide. We need to work hard, read and design the handout for the student to do. So at the first time, it also struggled for me to teach them as well. Since, like I used to share with you sometime before, we can say like when I assign them to read, they, for example, like I may meet them tomorrow or after tomorrow, and I normally form the student to work in group and divide a part to be responsible, and I hope that they may come up the following days, and then they may come up with somebody to talk and discuss among the team. But normally we can say like it failed because of what? Normally, some of them may not read something that that I have assigned, or the other part that the group member may absent. So okay, the class seemed like not really attractive. Okay, even though we just have activity, but it seemed like something there. So I kept thinking, so how can I apply for reading effectively? So later on, okay, we can say along the way from home to school, I just come up with one idea. Maybe I better not just let them to work or just assign a group in advance, but I better assign the group the next morning and then give them some time to read and then give them some time to move around and share the idea. It can be, it's similar to jigsaw. It's some part that I have done there, but I call it like a main point exhibition. So when start changing to that part, I can say they keep working in the group. I may give them about 15 minutes or 20 minutes or even 30 minutes. Just keep reading for since over there we just have 1 hour and a half, one session. So give them 20 or 30 minutes to read, to be master with the part. Let them quote the main point to write on AC paper and stick it on a wall. We can say let them move around. Among 4 or 5 other members, one of them must be the one to stay at their place. It's similar to gallery walk as well. That the people need to move around and then keep asking. And from one group to the other one, they just read the same chapter, and they just come up with 1 or 2 or even 3 of the main point, you can see. So they keep moving around, asking, or even telling. If the people don't ask, the one who just at the booth, we can say, they need to explain about what happened with the 2 main point or 3 main point that they have raised up from the reading article there. So keep them take turn, we can say. So among the 5 members in the group, they need to take turn to move around. So whenever a member move around and finish their talking, they may come back to their place and let the other one to move around as well. So more and more they just enjoy with those things, enjoy with speaking. Okay, as they have read so far, they just enjoy the way that they keep go around and ask. Okay, and as a result, what we can say, I can change from the boring class to the way that the class that they don't want to stop, even at just 11 o'clock, the time to stop or leave for lunch, but they prefer to ask more, about 5 minutes or 10 minutes more to finish their work, to finish their discussion, for example, right? So those part we can say like it just depends on your arrangement, even though they like it or not. Some part we can say they don't like the subject because there is no any activity that just attract them, or can be a scaffolding to change their habit of learning there. So this is just some part that we can change. For the kid, maybe think something about funny, something that move very often, not too long. But for kid, maybe some explanation and change and guide and try to find the effective techniques that really attract them in the task in here. Okay, so a bit long, but I hope that it can answer the question. And move to the other question about about girlfriend or boy, the student which have boyfriend or girlfriend in the class in here. Any solution? Any experience with those things? Any experience with your classmate? at BA or high school?
No, teacher, because my classmate all the man, teacher.
All of mine, right? No boyfriend,
Yeah.
girlfriend.
No. In high school, teacher, in high school.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. How about other? Any experience with those things?
Yeah, sorry, teacher. Can you repeat the question again? Because I did not get, I mean, I don't get the question.
Okay, the question is just come from Kanika, right? Is it? Okay, what should a teacher do? We can say like when the teacher, when the student seem like ignore from the lesson, but they keep thinking about their boyfriend or girlfriend or their sweetheart, we can say. And then whenever they start falling in love, and then they start ignore careless with the lesson. So how can the teacher do? Is it your question, Kanika? Can you clarify?
Yes, it's true.
Okay, so that is the case.
I see, teacher. So in this case, I think I have experience with this too. Yes, I agree. This one is a really difficult thing because when they reach the stage, of turning into a teenager or stuff like that, that's when it's hard for teachers to work with them because, for example, when they are in a relationship with someone and I feel like they don't really listen much to the teacher. So what I did when that happened, I was like, I explained to them like what I did in the previous situation, that yes, but I think you shouldn't be in a relationship in that age and stuff like that. But if you are in a relationship, you cannot like be careless about school and stuff like that. So you gotta do your work still. Coming to class on time, do my homework, something like that. So you know, if you are in two things, you gotta do two things. Like, if you're in relationship but then you be careless with school, that's not gonna work and stuff like that. So yes, that's what I did, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other experience with this?
Teacher, can I raise a question then about and her answer?
Yeah, come on, if you want. You want to dig
Yeah,
out.
because and her solution is according to her experience. But I want to ask to add a question that do you think that if you don't want one student to get relationship and when studying and you force him to do homework or come to class in time, it is a kind of add extra problem to him or not?
Okay,
And
so sorry, yes.
and how about the results after you give the task unto him? That's all. That's all.
Okay, so I think it's yes. The question is from Venerable Savani. Can you state your question again, please?
As I want to ask that according to your answer, you say that um, based on your experience and when one student get relationships in the class and you your solution is that you explain him and and we can say force him to come in class and to do something more about a lesson. It is I want to question to ask question that it is a kind of an adding extra problem to him or not.
The goal of coming to class for every student is the same. So it doesn't matter if the student uh, let's say they are in relationship or not. So their responsibility, I mean their responsibilities for all students, no matter if he or she is not is in relationship or not, they have to follow the school rules. Same. So that's why I say I advise them like it's not easy because it's this age, this stage. It's when you have to put your study first. So if you decided to do two things at the same time, like want to be in a relationship, uh, you have two responsibilities, do those two things well. So I don't think it's like a punishment or anything because they chose that themselves, and it's that school rules. It's for everyone. Yes. So, one more thing, Venerable Savani also asked about the result. So yes, that students in my class, she completed my task. She came on time, and sometimes she did not come on time, but it was not a lot. So I would say the result was good, even though it wasn't perfect, but she understood what I meant. Yes, that's it.
Okay, thanks you.
I just have something to add about this problem.
Yeah, come on, please.
I mean, it's difficult. We cannot force them to stop their relationship, and also we cannot ignore them. And they are the most concerned in the class. Be a teacher, still complete our tasks. As teachers, try to find techniques, strategies, or activity that could involve them, that could draw their attention. And we have to be someone who is approachable for them, someone who, have a close relationship, something like this, that they can talk to us. Something in their mind, they can share with us, and we can solve their problem, something like that. And beside the teaching responsibility in class, somehow we need to teach them the life lessons. We have a lot to talk to them, to advise them the life lessons that we have experienced in our own. Maybe we could finish our teaching on time or earlier, 10 minutes earlier, 15 minutes earlier. We can take that time to tell or to raise some life lesson to tell them. To teach them indirectly, we can raise the problem about the life of like fiance, or in Khmer we said "Chi vet cool" like this. Yeah, we could teach them the lesson in a free time, indirectly to everyone, but not directly to the person that they have fiance like this. And sometimes we could sacrifice some things frequently we must sacrifice our free time, our break time, and talk to them quietly, personally about their problem. We could ask them if they could stop the relationship, or if not, we could show them way how to handle these two things the same time, studying and love thing like this. We still can find some way to help them. And yeah, something like this that I have also practiced in my class. Because I teach grade 8 and grade 10, so I also have some students that have this kind of relationship. So yeah, I always, no, not always, I spend most of the time, especially my free time at the break time, talk to them personally, and sometimes talk to them in class after finish our lesson earlier. Just something like this. Yeah, to make sure that they don't focus much on their relationship and things that the studying is not important. And I want to make sure that the importance of the study is still in their mind, in their brain, something like this. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you
Okay.
so much for your meaningful
Thank
response.
you so much.
Okay, so very good, right? Okay, so we can say like okay, dosing a good relationship, a good solution to that part. We can say. So what you can do there? Okay, first thing that you can do, maybe meet and talk with them privately. Explain them at your age, maybe something like you mentioned in here. But I really strongly recommend, we can say, in the case, maybe you can raise up the school discipline or school regulation to talk and discuss with them. Since I strongly believe that most of the school, that part may be in some article of the school regulation there. So take those part and talk with them. And it's talk and then they still not understand. Maybe you can try to explain them. We can say, okay, love. Everyone have that such a feeling, but you can consider regarding to your condition right now. Yeah, like what you mentioned, like better explain them about the life of being a couple in here. So who will responsible for the family if you just stop studying, you fall in love and then stop studying from now? Who will be the will become the breadwinner for the family? And the situation might be hard there, so we should explain them to understand. Yeah, and the thing still hard, should not ignore. Yeah, better send the case to the school management team. Yeah, maybe you have the this disciplinary console that consider they can have and solve with that, or it's not so. Maybe the serious case, maybe informing the parent to know. We can say, in some part, maybe it's just a bit hard as well for the public school. In case that they just go back home and then they have done something wrong, okay, we get into that the tradition in here, or traditional or culture. We can say like they did something completely wrong with that part, so better inform to the parent. Okay, something there. Okay, so in short one, I may not have something to add about this one. It's in like fulfilled here. Can I move to the other part to discuss a little bit about cooperative learning or dynamic classroom in here?
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah, okay. So I suppose not to talk much about classroom today, but since I noticed that about we can say about Iceberg or the hidden profile, it's just one way that really have to not just try to manage or try to control people, but we better educate them in here, right?